You're the product of your surroundings. So if you're with 10 broke people, you'll be the 11th.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. It's good
Nice
to see you.
to see you, man. Nice to see you. It
That's
is a happy
awesome, man.
Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah, man. So I think that's going to be the theme for today. We got a bunch of stuff to talk about,
Got a
but
bunch of
we're
stuff to
gonna.
talk about. We're going to tell a couple stories of giving thanks or what we are thankful for.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to try and keep this one a little bit shorter because of it's the holidays, and we appreciate everybody being here with us. Or if you're watching it after the holidays, or you're sitting down with your family listening, we appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you. I'm gonna start with that.
I appreciate you.
Excellent. So, for those of you checking in for the first time, whether it's on a podcast or you're here on the YouTube channel watching our faces, we want to tell you about the awesome deal that we have going on. It's kind of a Black Friday deal, I guess, but it's like a forever deal until we hit a certain benchmark. We're giving away a 5-ounce silver pour. This is a really cool wood pour. Pour it right into wood.
Look at that one. Look at that one.
Get a lot of detail. Looks almost like a dragon skin. So
yeah, right.
How do you win it?
You can
Pauly?
win that. You have 3 different ways to enter. Number 1, go in the description of this video or wherever this video is playing at or you're listening to it. There's going to be a website. That website is www.cruciblelive.com. Go to that website. It gives you more information about us, some up-to-date photos of what we have going on that we might not have shared here on this podcast. And at the bottom of that, or it should pop up if it's your very first time there, should pop up right at the beginning. Simply type in your email address, hit send. And why are we doing that? Because if for some reason YouTube pulls the plug on everybody, which I don't think they'll ever do, but if they did, we can still contact you via email and let you know everything that is still going on with us and where you can listen to this show. But there's more than that. There's 2 other ways. Give us one.
All right. So the second way is on Instagram. We do have an Instagram account. It's set up for the Crucible. It's at the Crucible Podcast. It's just one solid word. And you're going to see a bunch of shorts that we enter on there. You can watch those if you want, but all you have to do is just be a subscriber or be a follower on Instagram. Third way of winning is YouTube. Pauly, you want to tell them about that?
Yes, YouTube. It is at the Crucible Podcast right here on YouTube, if this is where you're watching, but on YouTube, and go there, become a subscriber to this channel, that channel, and that is another entry. We see if you have your following notification on, it'll show up on our end. We'll get an email that says you have subscribed to this channel. If you don't, definitely watch one of the shorts, comment on one of the shorts so that we know, hey, you are subscribed to the channel, and we can get you that first, second, or third entry into that 5-ounce silver pour.
3 ways to win, man. Free silver is amazing anyways. So it's pretty sweet.
You can't beat it. You can't
good luck. Good luck to everybody entering. Pauly, you're not allowed to enter, by the way.
I've entered like 6 times.
I know, me too, man. Me too. But that's okay.
I got so many accounts you don't even know about. I'm entered. Don't worry about that.
Me too, brother. Me too. Hey, Pauly, you did something kind of amazing this last week, and I think it took you all week to do it. Tell me about it.
It took me a few days to do it, and it is actually one of my it's going to lead into one of my giving thanks and having thanks for a certain lifestyle or person in my life, and so on and so forth. But I want to share with you and the audience that is actually watching this. This is a Michigan whitetail buck, and you can tell by that big old grin on my face that this is something that we cherish here in the state of Michigan. We get a lot of time to hunt, but I tend to just hunt with my shotgun. I live in a shotgun zone, and that weapon there is actually, it's not a shotgun. It is but it's also not a rifle. It is a straight wall cartridge. Here, let me remove this. We can use a straight wall cartridge, which is this right here. And if you know, rifles don't have a straight wall cartridge, but we can use that in our shotgun zone. And that is a 45 caliber bullet, but packed with more gunpowder. So they call it a 450. Ruger makes this. There's a lot of companies that make that. Bushmaster 450 is what it's called. It is a tack driver, 200 yards plus. if you're good at, shooting, you get this gun dialed in, you're driving tax at 200, at 300 yards, no problem. Would I suggest shooting a deer like this at 300 yards? No. But 200 and in, they're not going to go far after impact. This one was taken at 68 yards. The story is amazing, and I'm going to get into it, but I'm going to start from the beginning. But this is actually the biggest whitetail buck I've ever taken in my, well, I'm 40, and I started hunting when I was 12, somewhere in there. You're going walking around with your dad and stuff. So this deer, it doesn't score very well. Like, we have a commemorative bucks of Michigan, and to score in that book, to have your name in that book, you have to have 125 inches. And how they get those inches is they measure your main beams from where it comes out all the way around to the ends, both sides. They measure the length of each tine, and then they take 3 measurements of mass from the skull where it comes out, and then 2 more spots going up along the main beam. Then they also take your inside spread. So the taxidermist, which I am getting this mounted, this is actually the first deer I'm having mounted to hang on my wall. He figures about 115 inches.
Wow.
So just short of a Michigan commemorative bucks, which my dad has a couple deer like that. So maybe one day I'll be able to get a couple like that. We'll see.
That's awesome.
It is.
And for the listeners at home, the image that was being displayed was of a beautiful 8-point buck, and he was taking a little nap in a grassy field.
Yeah, he was taking a little snooze.
A little
snooze there.
Nappy poo. He was tired.
But what I said when we started was being thankful for something. A lot of people may be listening, maybe you yourself, but maybe they don't have their father anymore, and my dad's 70 plus years old. I'm going to show a picture of him right now, and this was our hunting group that night.
Oh, wow.
So that's my dad in the center, and that's one of my best friends to the left there, and then obviously that's me on the tailgate. This is in my driveway. My wife took the picture. I took care of the deer, and we brought it over for my kids to see, because I shot it. I didn't shoot this behind my house, and that's the story I'm going to get into. And there's so many stories like this, but this one was, pretty bittersweet, because what we did was, I was hunting in the morning with my son behind my house, and my older brother and my dad were riding around. They didn't go out hunting that morning, but we have country miles here. It's just square miles, and you can ride around and see deer galore, right? And they're in rut. So does are in heat. Bucks are chasing does, or trying to get them cornered somewhere so they can do their business and make little baby deer, right? They spotted that buck and another one on property we have permission to hunt.
Nice.
They watched the deer. I wish I had uploaded the picture. It's not a big deal. Fence lines. Lots of fence lines that we have that run through here, which split fields and break up wood sections and all that good stuff. They're left. There's been so many taken out, but they get left for not so much. It used to be for, not agriculture, but animals, the habitat for these fence lines and stuff, right? But anyways, there's so many of them being taken out. Well, they were watching these deer from a driveway that, again, they were able to hunt. The deer went into this big sections of woods. Now, what I mean by big section is, the section is a half a mile wide by 1 mile long that we're able to hunt. The woods isn't that big, just the whole section that we can hunt. Mm-hmm. They watched the deer go into the woods, and then I got back out to deer camp after I dropped my son off, and we come up with a game plan. But we needed 3 people. My brother was going home. My buddy that was there was going home at deer camp. So the other gentleman in the picture, Chad, we had to get him from his house so that this plan could come together. we come up with a plan to where I was going to go in one spot, Chad was going to go in another spot, and then my dad was just going to be kind of a wingman, just up by the road, spreading scent through the woods. If the deer were up by him, hopefully they would come our way, come out, and we either one of us get a shot. It worked out that way, but the deer were actually still where my dad saw them at 9 o'clock in the morning. They went into the woods and they didn't move from that spot in the woods, which is about 200 yards from where I was, but right on top of where my friend Chad was. So the deer start grunting and snorting. We can hear it going on in the woods, and we can text back and forth. So we're texting. And I said, yeah, I heard all that. I said, just be ready. This is at 4:20 p.m. on Sunday night. At 4:50, I heard that same stuff, but it was so close to me. Like right across this cut cornfield, I thought 50 yards what it was. But after I shot the deer, and I had my rangefinder on me, but I forgot about it. I ranged him. That's where I knew it was 68 yards after I had shot him. I'm like, wow, I was close. I was 18 yards off. But I saw the doe first. She was in this. I don't know if you know what autumn olive is. It's a huge bush brushy thing, and it's got needles and all this stuff on it. And she was right in the middle of it, and I couldn't see the buck yet. Well, then he stepped out, and all I saw was his left side of his antlers. But I couldn't get a shot at him because I didn't want to shoot him through the brush. I said, you got to take one step, dude. You just take one more step. I ended up moving my gun, and I broke a limb on the tree because I'm standing in the fence line. I'm eye to eye with these deer, right? They're, like I said, 68 yards from me, standing in the fence line, and a stick goes snap. And those deer turn their head like that right at me. But the whole time I got them in my scope. And as soon as that buck heard that and he turned, he took that one step forward, and I just lowered that scope down just below his armpit and squeezed one off, and that was the end of the story.
Nice.
But the reason why I'm thankful for that is I was happy my dad was part of it. I was happy I was part of it. I'm thankful because I have hundreds of stories to tell like that. Those same things, but never with the outcome that happened that Sunday night. You always, it's always, I love it when a plan comes together. Now all we need is a plan, right? Well, we made a plan, we put the plan in action, and it finally worked out. And for my dad to be part of that was just
icing on the cake.
Out of this world, dude, because he's been hunting that way his whole entire life. And I do hunt out of a shack behind my house because it's really the only way that I can access my property and be able to shoot deer without being seen by deer, because it's a lot of goldenrod and the woods that I have is wide open. And if I step into it, all the deer are gone. My dad hates shack hunters, and he would tell you that himself. He's got no problem telling anybody that. And for me to build one, he wasn't happy about it. Wasn't happy about it one bit, but he understands why. And for him to see me go and do what we always used to do, and then finally get that buck, you should have, I can show you the picture again. The guy's smiling from ear to ear. We all are. And I'm very thankful that I still have opportunities to do that with him.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
It is.
Yeah, we have a small family of deer that roams around our neighborhood. It's definitely a buck. I think he's about an 8-point. I didn't get a good view of him. He actually crossed my path.
Is that the one you texted me about?
Yeah, like it was within a block of my house. He was just crossing my path. But we get a bunch of the does most often in our backyard. They're not afraid of us at all. Even the dogs will go right up to the fence line barking at them, and the deer just kind of look at them like, all right, and you're not coming over the fence.
Right. And when deer get, I can't think of the word right now. I don't know if you live, like if you have neighbors door to door to door, house to house to house, or however that is. But when deer get environments like that, they tend to get very, not tame, but less scared.
Yeah.
Like behind my house, the deer will be back there eating, but a semi will go by and they just take off running because they're
Oh,
just
no kidding.
they're just nervous, dude. They're just constantly
Wow.
nervous, especially this time of year with so much activity in the woods.
Right.
Michigan has so many hunters in the woods that deer just don't know what to do, and a lot of times they don't move until after dark. So I'm
Makes
struggling
sense.
over here. It's
Yeah.
tough. It's tough hunting over here.
You
behind
got to
my
come
house.
out to the North Carolina area, man. Our deer will walk right up to you, man.
Yeah.
They'll
Yeah.
put the barrel in their own mouth.
But I am
Oh,
going
man.
out. I am going out tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, and which would be Thanksgiving Day, and see if I can get something more than what I have now. I've got another tag. It's good for a buck or a doe. I won't shoot anything
Nice.
smaller than what I have, but does do have to go as well. And some people don't like that, but that's just the way the world works.
Yeah.
We have so many deer around here. Our county takes the most deer, but our county also hits the most deer by cars.
Yeah.
There's just so many that it's crazy. It's crazy how many deer around here.
Well, best of luck to you tomorrow then. Break a horn.
Got a funny story on that too, but for another day.
All right. So we before we get into any more of what we're thankful for, let's give the listeners a little bit of what to look forward to tomorrow with some of the Black Friday deals.
Black Friday deals. That's right.
Black Friday. So we're not talking Best Buy and Home Depot and all that. That stuff's great too.
It is.
I might actually hit up Home
I'm
Depot,
not going to say that my Amazon cart isn't completely full right now.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's in there. But now we have a couple of deals lined up for some of the major bullion retailers. But keep in mind that there are some smaller private dealers, and whether or not you want to call them dealers, some of them are on the dealer status. Some of them are just, people that move metals like I used to, and they're also doing specials, right? Some little Black Friday deals just to stay relevant. And some of them are actually pretty good. You can find spot deals there too. It's always better to support your local, private business owner. I've heard it said, I'm probably going to butcher this, but
that's all right.
A big retailer doesn't even notice whether or not you buy from them. But I promise you that a mom and pop do.
Yep.
And when you buy from small business owners, you could be putting Christmas presents under their tree. You could be, sending one of their kids to college. So just keep that in mind. Shopping small does help a lot. Helps the community.
Right. And then that's just it. If you see so much of it too, where posts on Instagram where somebody's just trying to move some stuff and they don't have no other way about it to do it, and it just sits there, it's always good to buy from the community when you can. Not only are you adding to your own stack, you're helping that person. They're obviously putting this up for sale for a reason, and if you can help them out, that's great.
That's right. All right. So first on the list, let's start with the big guy, Apmex, right? The big kid on the block. So Apmex, for anybody who's never used them before, they are the biggest bullion dealer in the U.S. They actually their warehouse is a former Federal Reserve building, so it is a vault. It is massive, and they have the most inventory and the most leverage of any bullion dealer in the U.S. So annually,
we had Tommy on last week, and he was talking about Pamp bought into them, or is a majority holder.
Something like that. Yeah, which is pretty awesome. But again, it speaks to how big Apmex is and how successful they've been in this arena.
Exactly.
So annually, they've been putting out deals for whatever they do. Yeah, it's been several years, and their deals are pretty good. However, they are often in limited quantity.
Yes.
Usually they give us a sneak peek. This year they did not. They more so just kind of told us what they plan on doing, which is on par with previous years. I'll start by showing you guys this image right here. They are doing some of the metals at spot. So you might find some silver eagles or some generic, maybe silver. potentially also some gold. Like usually they put a limit on it, like I don't know, 5 ounces of silver at spot and 1 ounce of gold. Anything beyond that doesn't qualify anymore. But those go quick, and I'm talking within the first minute or two. Usually the website crashes.
Yes, they go quick. They go very
Pauly,
quick.
have you ever secured one from them?
2 years ago, yes, and last year, just like this year, I don't know if you're familiar with Silver Heist. He and I are actually doing a broadcast early Friday morning.
Yes.
And it's and last year I didn't. Last year I didn't get it. I wanted. I think they had a John Wick 5 ounce or 10 ounce cast bar. I want to say it was at spot or 99 cents above spot or something like that. But no, it didn't work out. It did not work out for me. Everything went so quick. I tried checking out, and it was just US Mint all over.
US Mint. So anyways, if anybody wants to jump in on those deals tomorrow, just make sure you're on there.
And some of those are actually really good. The hourly best struck deals. If you're into constitutional stuff like that, they're going to have some great deals on some of that stuff.
Right. So as Pauly just mentioned, for the listeners, there are hourly deals. So every hour it's a new item that they're either marking down or some kind of promotion is happening on them. Make sure you're checking back hourly.
Yes, for sure. 100%.
Then on Saturday and Sunday, again, this is going into like a Cyber Week kind of thing, or Black Friday week, maybe. So they go into the weekend and they're doing a special with vintage items. So starting Saturday and going for 48 hours, any of their older gold, like St. Gaudens, things like that, you're going to find those at a special price. And the last thing, well, one of the last things, there's 2 more things with Apmex. They do have Cyber Monday deals, and I believe it's going to be any quantity pricing. If I'm not mistaken, it's on just about everything on their website. There's going to be a lot of items that are going to be any quantity. Yes. So if you've bought from them before, and a lot of other major bullion retailers do the same thing, where they do tiered pricing, meaning if you buy one of something, or maybe even like 5 or 9 or something, like up to a certain point, like 9, let's say, it's going to be at the highest pricing possible. You buy 10 and above, 10 to 25 or 10 to 24, it's going to be a little bit discounted. And then if you buy like 50 or more, then it's going to be drastically discounted. So what they're saying is any quantity pricing, they're giving you the lowest tier price or the lowest pricing, even if you only buy one of the item. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So again, if the highest tier, if you were to buy 100 and that price was $25 per coin, and if you were to buy 1 and that price was 28, you're getting it at the $25 price.
Right. Yep.
And the thing I just want to touch on online shopping, and this is where a lot of people, I guess, don't like it, is because of credit card or PayPal fees or stuff like that. If you are a Bullion card holder through Apmex, they do offer this. You're getting an additional, and I believe it's running up until or even through Black Friday, an additional 10% off, or 10% back is what I should say, 10% back in Bullion rewards, which those rewards are only good to buy metals. And I've already cashed in a bunch of those rewards towards metals, and I use that card daily, weekly, monthly, on every purchase that I can possibly make on it, because the rewards all go back to precious metals.
Isn't that awesome?
It is. And there's so many people against credit cards, but
if you use them right, if you use them right, a credit card has a lot of perks. It's just most people don't understand how to use a credit card as a pass-through. They actually use it for the purpose of credit, and that's dangerous.
That is, because then that's where they get you with their 26, 28, depending on your credit score, 32%, whatever the cutoff is. And if you don't pay off that monthly statement, you're getting hit hard. Hard.
All right. So the last deal from Apmex, they have something called the 12 days of deals, starting on December 1st. So every day is going to be some new deal that they're going to be offering, probably similar to like any of the previous ones, just a heavy discount on some special items. So it just gives you incentive to check back every day.
Sure. And that's starting December 1st. That's nice.
Correct. Yeah. So that carries on into December. It's kind of nice. I'm gonna pass it off to Pauly if you want to talk about SD Bullion.
SD Bullion, another big boy in the big boy club.
Yeah.
SD
Yeah.
Bullion. They're right. I believe their factory is in Michigan, but I think they're from Indiana or Ohio, one of the two. Their main office or what have you. But I know their shipping is from Michigan. I do like SD Bullion. There's a lot of people who are tied in with SD Bullion as far as sponsorships or what have you here on YouTube, and it is what it is, right? But they're also running Black Friday deals, and this is where we kind of get into limit one per customer. You can see the first one if you're watching this. It's a spot deal. It's 1 ounce of silver at spot. And this is something great to add on to an order, even if you're shopping for this kilo, which is 99 cents over spot, right? Most of these bullion dealers, you have to come above $200 or $199 for free shipping. So if you're over that, why not add in this 1 ounce of silver at spot? Just bring everything back in check a little bit as far as spot deal on silver. You're not going to get a better deal on it, right?
Right.
So we got a Canadian maple. What's this? 1 ounce? 1 ounce maple leaf, $49.99 over spot. It's not terrible. It's 23% off their typical premium price. What is it showing? It's crossed off $65. So it's saving you 23%. And then here's another junk silver sale, 90% silver, $1.89 over spot. How much is that though? What's it saying? As low as 52% off premium. It's showing a big bag of it. So usually that's 100. That's got to be
It's
more
going to
than
be in bulk.
$100.
And
Yeah,
you gotta note that it does say as low as, which means that they're still going to apply tiered pricing to that.
Exactly. There you go. As low as. So the gold maple shows any quantity. So that's a single maple, right? And then again with the kilo, as low as 99 cents over spot. What are those? Those are okay. And
so this one's a really good deal. The Johnson Matthey
I looked at this one
on the left. So this is a 1 ounce gold Johnson Matthey bar. Again, it's a low premium. It's nothing crazy, nothing special, but the price is pretty spot on. If you go on the website right now, again, for SD Bullion, and you look at that, it's showing it at the $29.99 above spot. So you can get it at that price right now. So $30 over spot, which is, it's not bad at all. But $9.99 above spot is pretty stinking awesome for a gold bar. If you can get any lower than that, then that's fantastic. If you can buy an ounce of gold at spot, which Apmex may have some, right? But again, it's limit one per customer.
Exactly. And they may only do 10. You know what I'm saying? Is
Right.
They're going to have a cutoff. They're not going to sell every ounce of gold they got at spot.
Right.
And Johnson Matthey, well-known name as far as bullion goes. It's an assayed bar. So, this isn't something you're buying off the street somewhere. It's going to be a legit gold bar, right? Now it's not that spot deal from Costco, but it's close.
Right.
Remember that?
Oh yeah. I didn't get that one though. Wish I had.
Yeah, right. What do we got here? SD Bullion. Okay, so these are from Scottsdale, right? Scottsdale makes these. It's going to be their Buck and Bronco or Cowboy there. What are they? Tubes of $20, $1.99 over spot.
That's not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad.
No, right. What are these? Quarter ounce? Yeah, these are quarter ounce SD Bullion. This is their, let's say, in-house round. It's a Freedom. It's got an eagle on it. Spread wings, getting ready to land, it looks like, or grab maybe something to take up to the nest. So those are quarter ounce, and they are selling those in, it doesn't say a tube or anything. Quarter ounce STB. Yeah, so just single round at $1.50 over their spot price. And then stacker tiers, 1 through 99, $1.49 over spot. 100 plus 99 over spot.
in this one, this is for silver bars. The design is
1
going to be
ounce.
their choice, right?
Yep.
And they're
Yep.
1 ounce bars, and they're showing the beautiful Australian
They are
dragon.
too. Yeah.
My guess is they might toss one or two in there. Most of them are probably going to be those Sunshine Mint
I
or
see
Aztec
Sunshine Mint
bars.
there, or Aztec bar. Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
it'll be something more generic. That dragon bar is definitely a premium piece. I don't see them tossing too many of those in there. They'll give you whatever they want. So just keep that
And
in mind.
this is one that I've looked at, right? I've looked at the last one that we're seeing here. For those of you who are not watching, it is a 1/4 ounce 2023 Britannia, gold Britannia.
Get it.
No, I know, and I've been a firm stacker, I guess I can say, of fractional gold. I've piled up a lot of 1/10 ounce, and I think it's time to start putting some 1/4 ounce away, and 6% over spot.
That's good.
It is. It's just one of those things, you know. If for some reason, if I can get in on an ounce of gold at spot, from Apmex, I'm definitely going to try, and that's probably going to be that's going to be my big purchase for myself, or whatever you want to call it. If I can get it, I'm going to try and get it. If not, and they're going to run these 1/4 ounce Britannias until they sell out, it's not a terrible deal whatsoever in my mind.
And for anybody,
buy that and throw an ounce of silver at spot on it, because I'm well over the $200 range. I'm probably going to do that as well.
And for anybody listening, maybe after the fact or whatever, today is November 22nd, 2023. Gold spot price is right at 2,000. Silver spot price, silver spot price is right about 24. I think it's like 24. A hair under $24. So
okay.
So yeah, if you can get an ounce of gold at 2,000, do it. It's a great price for it right now.
I would really like to find a buffalo at that price. I don't think I'm going to find it. I think
you might find somebody.
And the last one I bought was 20. It was $2,060, and I don't even know what they're selling for right now, on any Bullion website or anybody trying to sell them or whatever. But that's what I paid, and that was back in July. That's what I paid, because I bought that for my birthday, from Guido.
Prices were good back then too, man.
Yeah, so I'm wondering what's a buffalo going for right now at $2,000 an ounce? Is it still $60 over? Is it a little more? Is it? Yeah, I don't know either.
I bought 9 ounces from him. They were mostly. Yeah, that's right. It was right before that, and they were mostly Britannias and Maples, and his pricing was amazing at the time. Again, spot was down more, but I think in total or per coin, it came out to like 1940 something or 1960 something, somewhere around there. It's great price.
Yeah, nice to look at too.
Oh yeah, love it.
So as we said, that's a couple. We know JM Bullion's going to have some stuff. They don't have anything out yet. You and I talked about New Zealand Mint. Scottsdale Mint is going to have some stuff. It just, they don't have anything out yet.
There's one more retailer, and this isn't coins. This is more bullion, or you can almost say like investment jewelry pieces. Have you heard of the company Mene?
No.
Okay, so it's actually a really neat company. It's Mene is how it's spelled. It's pronounced Mene, and I think it's off of it's kind of like derived from an old language way of saying money, which actually translated to silver, if I'm not mistaken. So Mene is also how they called the moon, and the moon was silver, and they thought the moon was made of silver, whatever. So anyways, that's like kind of like the history behind it. Yeah, to the moon. So this company makes jewelry and trinkets made out of 24 karat gold and 24 karat platinum. Those are the only two metals that they work with. Last year, I did buy my wife a platinum ring from Mene, and they're gorgeous. Wow. They're really, really nice pieces. So they're actually going to do, if I'm not mistaken, it's either 20% off or 50% off of their premium fee. And every item on their website, if you go on their website and you look, all of the items have a fluctuating price, which is all based off of spot. So
Spot
as
price.
spot fluctuates, it shows the weight of the item in grams. So it might be like 86.2 grams of 24 karat gold. So it's going to show you the price. It might be like, I don't know what, like $6,000 or $7,000.
Yeah.
But it's fluctuating as spot price changes. It goes up or down. So it's pretty neat. And
Hit them up on
they're
the weekend.
hit them up on the weekend when the price is locked,
It's
or if
locked.
you just want to sit there and watch it for 3
Yeah.
hours and
Yeah.
wait for it to go down $20. Either way works. But they are also having a Black Friday sale, so check them
All
out as
right.
well.
All right.
All right. So things we're thankful for. Pauly, can you give us that summary of what you talked about? What are you thankful for specifically out of that the hunting experience?
The time still spent with my dad. Some of my brothers are moved away, not in the area, and me and my dad, we live 7 miles apart. He's still very for his age, still very active, still very helpful. Great relationship with the grandkids, my kids, and would bend over backwards for anybody and everybody, just to show that he's there. He's not he he's not he's your typical old dude that is there for anybody, right? He's just always been that type of guy.
That's awesome.
Kind of like, and I get this from him, or maybe it's just because it's in the blood, the Polish, like he can spike a conversation with anybody at any time about anything and hold a conversation and leave that feeling good, and the other person leave that feeling good, whatever the conversation might have been about. So to be able to go out with him still at his age and have him walking around deer hunting and helping load a deer into a back of a pickup, just stuff like that
Yeah.
might not mean much to anybody listening, but it's the world to me, and I'm thankful for every second that we got together still. I'm hoping we have the same thing next year, or at least get to talk about it next year.
I think that's a blessing. And, I think about my kids, and I hope that one day they'll be able to look back and reflect and say, you know what, it's so awesome. Still get to hang out with my dad at 70
Yeah.
something years old.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I hope I'm still kicking at that age, but I hope I'm still active enough to be able to do fun things with my family, like things that they remember us doing when they were kids, that we're still able to do things like that when they're older. So it's a blessing that you're able to do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, and he said something. It just sparked on me, and I'll share it. He said something to me. We do a Father's Day golf outing, right? They have it uptown at the golf course.
Mhm.
We got done. You're shaking hands with everybody after your 18 holes, and he says, "I'm glad I made it another year. I hope I'm around to golf with you next year."
Yeah,
It's just stuff like that.
that's awesome. Yeah. So I'll share one for me. This is kind of something that we think about it, we forget it. This is just in my household. We think about it when it happens, and then we
Yep.
forget it when it's not really relevant. But I think as a lot of families have in the past, and I know a lot of families will in the coming future, feel the sting of financial constraints.
Mm-hmm.
It comes in waves. Sometimes
Mm-hmm.
things are great, and sometimes you're just so squeezed. We've tried, since digging ourselves out of a tremendous amount of debt. We've tried our best to keep ourselves out of debt. We don't like living in debt, but things happen that are out of your control, and you do what you have to make it work, and then money gets tight.
Yep.
And anytime that's happened in my household, within a month of that stressed out, strained feeling, because it definitely does put a strain on relationships
Sure.
as well.
Sure.
But
Sure.
within a month, somehow it has always resolved. And I'm talking like money coming out of thin air kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, I don't know why. Just to be transparent with you,
Yeah.
generally speaking, my wife and I, our household, we're not necessarily people of faith. We don't go to church. We
Mhm.
don't worship. But that doesn't mean that we're not good people. I feel like there may be some level of karma there, some level of, we put out good into the world and hope for the best. And usually it comes back. But that's something I'm thankful for, is that we've always survived. We've always, in many cases, thrived even after hardships, and maybe just a word to anybody who is going through tough times, whether emotionally or financially, that you've got a pretty great track record of getting through the worst of your days so far. So don't discredit that.
Yes,
It's
100%.
everything's a season. Everything's a season. Things come and go. Tough times are here, then the tough times won't be here forever. It's just a season.
That's right. That's right. And I could go on, take the easy way out. I'm thankful for my wife. I'm thankful for my kids. I'm thankful for my health. I'm thankful for all this stuff. I really want to say that I am thankful for this platform. I'm thankful for our friendship.
Absolutely.
And these are things that I am honestly thankful for, that. And it's not a what's the word I'm looking for? Gloating type thing. I'm thankful for the success of my own personal YouTube channel. I've worked my ass off for the past couple of years to get it going where it's been going. So I am thankful for that this platform has recognized me and continues to grow, and I continue to do things that I feel are right, and it's still growing, and that's a great thing. Will this ever be some type of my own personal channel, a business of sorts? I'm not one for doing like auctions and stuff like that, as far as that side of the business. But for people who do get into YouTube, and I've just noticed a lot of people who are on YouTube or have channels and just show their stuff off. That's awesome. And I think I've said that before, but for some reason they get annoyed about the 1,000 subscriber mark and the 4,000 watch time hours, and that someone actually monetized their channel and now they're making a few cents per video. No, I don't believe I'll ever be a Mr. Beast type YouTuber where I'm just sitting here all day watching my money grow and all this. Yes, this is fun for me. This is a hobby for me. Yes, I like watching that money go up, but I feel it's there's a reason for it, that people watch it, people enjoy it, and YouTube gives me some money for ads. It's well worth it for me. There's a lot that goes into. You can just use your cell phone and you can record yourself opening your stuff and showing it off. But when you start putting a lot of money into your channel, you want it to grow and you want to put a little bit more money back in your pocket to help cover these expenses and stuff like that. So I am thankful for all that, and all the followers and all the subscribers, Instagram, YouTube, all that stuff. And it all started with this friendship that we have grown. And the conversation I started, the rambling I did, started with saying thank you, and I'm thankful for you as a friend. And I can't wait to see where we are next year come Black Friday on this channel, to watch this grow, to watch this continue to grow as just another part of the whole process. And I'm very thankful for that. I
am too, man. Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And I think you're right. Next year, we'll see where we're at. We'll have this conversation and we'll be like, man, we come a long way. Look at us.
The Black Friday sales.
Black Friday
Shop
sales.
with us.
That's right. So like you, I was going to say, I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for my health and their health.
And which I am 100%.
Yeah. But it is what it is. The income that we have to support our lifestyle, the peace of mind that comes with it, the stability and living in a relatively stress-free environment, and the people around us, right? The right people. I and you're one of them. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like I'm thankful for
Yeah.
all that. But while you were speaking, something kind of popped in my mind that I am also thankful for. I think we often tend to discredit. But I'm thankful for all the mistakes that I've made along the
Sure. Yeah.
way,
Yeah.
because I feel like you aren't who you are without them.
Hmm.
You don't learn any lessons from doing everything right all the time, and a lot of people lose sight of that. I know I've lost sight of it at times. But it's the mistakes that allow you to grow. You don't grow from doing things right. If anything, you get cocky and you can
Yeah.
actually shoot yourself in the foot, and that in and of itself is a mistake that you can learn a lesson from. So I love it when I make a mistake, because every mistake is one step closer to doing something right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. No kidding. There's a quote that I like, and I can't say who said it because I'd have to look it up, but it goes, um, if you're the smartest person in a room, you're in the wrong room.
that's
And
right.
some people don't understand that. They don't. They think that, okay, so you're just dumb. No, that doesn't mean you're just dumb. It means if you're the smartest person in that room, there's nothing for you to learn anymore. You need to be in a room where you can still learn, and that's where I like to put myself. I've never, and I actually said this in an Instagram um, chat room or whatever. I'm in a group. Um, I've never claimed to be smart, but I can tell you I'm no dumbass. And I like to be in those rooms where I'm learning something constantly. Doesn't matter what it is or who it's with, but I'm always putting myself in a place to learn something. And again, like I said, it doesn't have to be about precious metals. It can be another Instagram group I'm in. Guy showing off a guitar. I know shit about guitars, but I'm willing to learn and understand this is why you bought this thing and so on and so forth. Doesn't mean I need to go buy a guitar, but it's nice to learn about. So if I do happen to run across one at a garage sale and I say, well, shit, I know what that is. I know how much that is worth. This is what they're selling it for. Sure, I'll buy it. Stuff like
Yeah.
that. That's what that quote means is put yourself in a room where you're going to learn something. Be around the people where you want to learn something, and don't always think you know it all, because no one actually knows it all ever,
Right.
ever.
And I'll add a caveat to that. So I 100% agree with everything there. And I think I've been on both sides of it, where I've been, uh, again, in a specific arena. We'll say I've been the smartest person in the room. Not to say I was smarter than them, but in one specific arena, maybe I might know more about something than others.
Mhm.
And I think that there may not be anything wrong with that, as long as you're able to share your knowledge with them, right? You're able to pass down what you know and help them get closer to where you're at, because
Yep.
chances are they know a lot of stuff that I don't know, that I might want to learn from them one day. But yeah, like you said, you elevate yourself whenever you can. If you're the product of your surroundings. So if you're hanging out with 10 broke people, you'll be the 11th. But if you're
Yep.
hanging out with 10, let's say, Pauly, in your case, you're hanging out with 10 people who have 50,000 to 100,000 YouTube subscribers. uh, Give it time, you'll be the 11th.
Yeah.
You'll be there, you'll get there,
Yeah.
because they are talking about what they're doing to move forward, and talking about how they're planning on maybe doing the next phase of their whole show and everything. And
Yeah.
you get
Yep.
inspired by that, and it makes you want to do more. It pulls out the best in you when you surround yourself with the right people. So
That's right. And
100%, man.
there's one in particular. I'm not going to mention their name, but they continued to mention me, and I say I've never asked you to do that. So don't ever come at me as if I owe you something for mentioning my name, because I can do this on my own. I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. I truly appreciate it. But you know as well as I know, I never asked you to do anything like that. And they still continue to do it, which I truly do appreciate.
Right. Yeah. And again, it goes to speak to doing things from an altruistic
Yeah.
angle, not
Yeah.
not I'm expecting something in return. It's like
Exactly.
if I'm going to do something nice, it's because I genuinely care and I
Yeah.
genuinely want to do something nice. That's good stuff, man. Yep,
Time
and
to
that's
eat some
why
turkey? Is it time to eat
time to
some
eat some
turkey?
turkey, man. That's why we're here, man.
That's
But
right.
but Pauly, this has been such a great run thus far, man, and I can't wait to see where
This is
it
number
goes.
11. This is number
Yeah.
11.
Number 11 of 10 million. That's
Hey, once a
we'll
week
be
for however many years, they're going to add up real quick, man.
we'll be 85 years old talking about whatever. I don't know. The new experiences at the nursing
Hopefully.
home.
Yeah.
That'll be fun, dude.
Oh, shoot.
Well, I
What?
appreciate you, man.
Yeah, brother. You guys listening, I hope you had a happy Thanksgiving and you as well, buddy.
Take it easy.